That's why Mark Kelly is doing whatever it takes in Washington to bring down costs, even when it means standing up to his own party. The son of 2 police officers, Mark grew up in a house where money was tight. He knows what it means for Arizonans when everyday items cost more. Thanks to Mark Kelly's work, Medicare will finally negotiate down prescription drug prices. Less money spent at the pharmacy means more money stays in your pocket. Mark is leading the effort to cut red tape for truckers and ease supply chain issues. And he's pushing for more domestic oil production to bring down gas prices. Because Mark knows that for a lot of people, every little bit counts right now. Senator Mark Kelly, looking out for Arizona, fighting for us.
I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
Meet Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boosts that make you feel like...
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Boost effervescent vitamins turn your H2O into H2O to give you a fizz-tastic feeling like...
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Because it's not just vitamins, it's Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boost.
Boost it.
Hurry into the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool energy-efficient appliances. You can also use less water with WaterSense bathroom faucets, starting at just $19.98. Plus, find other great energy-saving items throughout the store and check your eligibility for rebates in your area to save even more. Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
Progressive presents Married to Your Home.
If you want to leave me for another house, I totally understand.
House? Where's this coming from?
It's just, I know there's some newer homes on the market.
I didn't even know that because I'm not looking.
I bet those other houses don't have a crack in their foundations.
You know that crack doesn't bother me.
No matter how much you already love your house, you'll love it more knowing you could save big bundling your home and auto with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
I discovered a fun way to enjoy the outdoors while getting my daily exercise. Hi, this is station owner Ron Cohen. Radio Ron, as most of you know me. You've all heard about people riding electric bikes, but did you notice they are all smiling? That's because e-bikes are so much fun. Plus, you get great exercise, and an e-bike is an excellent alternative to getting you where you need to go. For nearly 2 years, the e-bike I recommend is Himaway. Himaway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Himaway is the long-range e-bike expert, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Himaway sells direct to the consumer, ships right to your home, and has over 2,000 five-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers, including me, call Himaway the best e-bike there is. Go to HimawayEbike.com. That's HIMIWAY ebike.com. Use promo code Fanatic and save $100. Go to HimawayEbike.com.
Live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K2560 Phoenix, 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Thank God this show is only an hour long today. Why? I can't take much more of week 2 of the NFL. I can't take much more of what happened over the weekend. What a crap weekend it was for me in sports. I mean, some of you fared better. Some of you fared worse. I don't know who fared worse than me, but we're going to get to that in a moment. We're going to go in order. We only have an hour, so we got to go bang, 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 right through our stuff here to make sure. What?
We have less than 59 minutes.
That's fine, Randy. Listen, even less than that because the commercial breaks, and now even less than that because you're trying to correct me. Stop it.
50.
You don't need to count down the minutes.
58 minutes. 58
the
minutes.
super fans do that, then they request a refund. So good luck getting it from Radio Ron. Anywho, So DirecTV for the second straight week, you could not watch the Sunday Ticket on their streaming stuff. They've been having all sorts of difficulty because they just don't care anymore. Well, because Sunday Ticket is leaving DirecTV, so they don't care. I don't know who's running this thing next, but thank God it's not DirecTV if it's going to be streaming only. So they're starting to issue some refunds and whatnot. But yeah, that makes me a little nervous. If somebody involved with the DirecTV stream is involved with the next stream, you know what I'm saying? Like they just unplug it from DirecTV and plug it into Apple TV or whoever, it's still going to suck. So hopefully they will get that thing under control. If you guys had any issues with, DirecTV on the stream, let me know. Cause I only watched it off the satellite. I can't put up with that kind of nonsense. Today is International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Here, I'll start. No, here you go. Listen, I got the best one. Damn, it looks like we're going to finish in last place again. God, I wish they'd trade me to the Braves. And that was National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Wow. You talk like a Pittsburgh Pirate.
That's right. All right. The next thing is, as you know, the train has left the station. Herm Edwards is no longer with us. As he's passed away at the age of 4 in coaching years, and now I don't know what what the hell is he gonna do anyway? He didn't seem did they really fire him on the field? Did that really? Because you show him coming off, and like the Ray Anderson's like, got a minute? And he kind of goes, oh yeah, okay, what's going on? And he went over and talked to him. If he really did get fired right there, he didn't look that upset about it.
I think Ray Anderson probably hit him with we got something we need to talk about later. You got any time? And Herm's like, oh yeah, sure. Because he hasn't been fired for anything else before. So why would he assume that it would be today?
Yeah, Herm's going to be fine. He probably has an open invitation to go back to the 4-letter network and be an NFL analyst there. And he's going to be fine. By the way, he's been making.
Well, they got to buy him out too, right?
He's been making $3.9 million or 3.6 or something like that $1 million a season. He's going to be fine. And I don't know that I think he may have resigned right there. I think from what I'm reading, it looked like it was a mutual decision. And I think Herm was like, look, I just don't know. I can bring this team along. There's just so much trouble. And I'll just leave it in your hands and let's part friends.
Well, there's no word on him resigning, but
ASU did put out a statement where it did say, Coach, by mutual agreement, Coach Edwards and I.
Yeah, they always say that, though.
I know, but
hey, Keon, you're fired. Do you agree that you're fired? Well, I guess so. There we go. Mutual agreement. We have let Keon go.
I think this time I tend to agree with Randy just because of the NCAA investigation, they had to let go of all of the guys that they had on their staff that were really, really good at recruiting. And it's not a secret that Herm doesn't enjoy it at all.
Okay, listen.
Like at all.
The whole narrative you see on the ESPN and through some other sources, I'll even read the ESPN headline. Arizona State parting ways with Herm Edwards, and they immediately mention those alleged recruiting violations. He was not fired because of alleged recruiting violations. No. He was fired because they are losing.
Yeah.
And they look bad. They look bad in practice. They look bad on the field playing a game. They look bad on the bus. They look bad when you have your eyes closed real tight and are trying to think about something else. Yeah, this team is bad.
I'm sorry. I'd have to disagree with you there, Jeffco. They look good. As they get their asses kicked in all their new shiny uniforms, they look great, and they just can't play football.
I was talking about the part that matters, the football part.
Yeah, I think that the violation thing only matters in as much as now Herm has to do more recruiting stuff himself, and he does not like to do it. So that's where it feels more mutual. Like, okay, you're telling me I'm gone? Yeah, I'm just going to go back to my cushy TV job and hang out.
They 0% didn't care about that part. It was about the W's and the L's, and you could tell the L train was full steam. So 888-368-1580. I got a ton of texts on the text line. We shall entertain these, but I warn you here, we're going to start talking about all the games, all the teams, all the stuff, and we only have a short amount of time to do it. So I may not read every single text. All right. The Berg says, congratulations on the win, Keon. Well played, sir. That was I would. He means for your commandos. I don't think.
No, I think
does he mean for your fantasy?
Yeah, I think he's talking about fantasy football.
Oh, did you beat him?
I didn't beat Berg, but I am in the process of beating Nostramarcus, who is number one in our league. So
because he wasn't talking about your Washington team. They didn't win.
No, they did not.
It's a Berg. I'm looking at something in here, and I was like really stunned to see that you're losing. And then I saw you played the Colts defense, and I thought, so he tried that same thing, that ayahuasca or ayahuasca, whatever it was there in Rogers, because that's the only way. Yeah. Even before that game, I would have ever played the Colts defense. I mean, that's insanity, right? Good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Big George says, "Hello, gentlemen. Happy Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend." Wow, what a weekend! Yes, lots of things happen. And let's see. Jagdog, don't send me links. Average Joe says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Who has it worse, Jeffrey and his Colts or Keon and his Commanders?" I do. I have it worse. I have the worst team in the NFL. Oh, Jagdog, yes, we are going to talk about that here in a little bit, but I'm not going to click the link. Cowboy Sparky says, "You play to win the game." Yeah. Cowboy Sparky, good mood right now because, well, Cowboys actually won it. Blissful Hayes says, "I turned on the TV yesterday to watch The Biggest Loser. All I saw was the ending of the Colts game against the Jaguars."
Oh, damn. Oh, that was straight fire.
What can I possibly say to it? Everybody, go ahead, unload. I don't care. Kyle G says, "Got to point out that the Lions were the only team to not blow a lead the other day." I bet they blew something else. Proud of you, Jeffrey, for even showing up to work today. Also, are the Colts tanking? No, they suck. They just plain suck, Kyle G. I don't know what's going on. I haven't even had time to process it. I just went out back and started working on things. I couldn't take it. Oaktown Destroyer says, "Happy Monday, gents. I'm disappointed in the defense of the Raiders. Can't play defense and expect to win when they dominated the first half and they just stopped playing in the second." We're going to talk about that game here in a moment. Boogie says, "Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl."
Oh, boy.
All right. I don't know that the Washington Commanders are the litmus test about that, but sure.
Easy, Boogie.
Take the positive. You know what? You're 2-0. You're Detroit. You're 2-0. Feel good about it.
Big George says, "Wow, Jeffrey, you just yada, yada, yada my text." Man, you always write like War and Peace, and I always generally read it, but I just got to keep moving. Kaler the Quitter says, rough Monday, looking at the fantasy score and having Tua on my bench. Wow. Who did you play instead? Berg says, Tua. Want to see the entire fourth dimension teams that had him on the bench. Well, there's Kaler. Boomer Sooner said, "Jeffrey, I feel sorry for you and your Colts. Sincerely, Boomer Sooner." It's all right, guys. You know what? It's just going to be that they're going to get better here at some point, maybe. But I'll tell you what, I don't want to sound like George, but some people might need to get fired. That's all I'm saying. Some people might need to get fired, but instead, let's go first. Randy, what the hell? Arizona Cardinals were beat down, done over. They're popping champagne bottles in the end zone. Mark Davis was so sure there was no big deal. He went to watch his WNBA team win a championship, so he wasn't even there. And then suddenly, like somebody flipped the switch. You couldn't stop the Arizona Cardinals. And then they got good luck in the overtime, flip a coin. Hey, guys, you get the ball first. What? They blew it. And then was it Simmons? Pow, hit the Renfro for a concussion and a fumble. And then somebody else ran it in for the touchdown.
Byron Murphy picked it up.
That's right.
Scored.
Byron Murphy Jr., the scoop and score. And all I can say, miraculous. Good effort in the second half by late in the second half by the Cardinals offense to actually make something happen. I hope this carries on. I don't know what in the actual hell actually happened. Other than a miracle. It was a miracle. I tell you.
So here's the thing: you can't say the Cardinals don't at least have a somewhat, if not decently functioning offensive line, because Kyler Murray on that one play where he went in for the 2-point conversion, he ran 84.9 yards during that play. They actually tracked that with next gen stats because he went here, he went there, he went here, and then he went diagonally into the end zone. 84.9 yards, and that
17 plus seconds.
The most, actually, it was 18 something. It was actually a little longer than that. But the most distance traveled by an offensive ball carrier on a 2-point conversion since they started keeping stats back then in 2016. So, I mean, it's not a long time record, but still ridiculous. Even if you watch it, it just, wow. So Kyler Murray is saying he had to take over in the second half. I got to take over. Okay.
That was my mindset.
Something about Cliff Kingsbury's coaching, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not going to question anything at this point until I let this settle in a little bit. We should have got our asses kicked. It was obvious. All the tweets were coming in fast and frenetically. And I can't give you any clear answers. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, if indeed it's not just him just jabbering, and he did say, screw it, I'm done, take it over. And then all of a sudden they were able to do that. Okay, Kyler Murray did not do that well coaching, in preseason. They let him coach during parts of these preseason games. He didn't do great there, but maybe when he's standing there on the field looking around, maybe that is a place he could do better calling his own plays. I don't know.
You know, the interesting thing that I want to point out is Tua Tagovailoa actually said what I wish that Kyler would say. If I can't see you, you can't see me, and I can't get you the ball. You know what I mean? Get open, receivers, and get into a place where I can see you. Maybe this will help the offense for the Arizona Cardinals, because, boy, were they rancid about 3/4 of that game.
Kyler Murray, did what it took to win, as he said, and then he got smacked in the face by a fan at the end of the game.
I saw that cheap ass.
Raider, what a punk!
Typical Raider, Raider-esque fan. You know what? Go have another drink at the casino, you bum.
Can I be honest? He didn't look like your typical Raider fan. He was not all the different Raider fans I've ever met. Those true. Guys, they wouldn't have done that. They would have walked off and screw this guy and just ignored him.
Yeah, I shouldn't have insulted all the good Raider fans out there that paint themselves up and are, fanatics of a team that has come to the desert there in Las Vegas. Listen, this guy's a punk. He's a bum, and he deserves to be thrown out.
So, yeah, I guess they are pressing charges. I don't know if they've got him or not, but they're working on. The police are working on it, if nothing else. But here's the thing, Kyler Murray, you go up to a crowd, you never know what you're going to get. So that is one of those kind of risk things, but that doesn't give the guy the right to smack you in the face.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Little Kyler Murray got hopping mad. He was ready to jump up in there and get a guy, which don't blame him. That was kind of gutless.
It was cheap.
Yeah,
absolutely cheap.
So, all right. Is there anything else we need to say about the Cardinals game? It was
lucky.
A lot of despair and depression and sadness, followed by a quarter and some of, my God, they can't be stopped. I mean, I don't know what this means. You can't say this is going to be, this is it. This is the turning point. This is our season turning around.
I mean, I hope it is. We take on the Rams this weekend. So, I hope it is a turning point. I hope this builds a fire under the big red machine, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we got a lucky win.
I am optimistic about the Cardinals when they get healthier and when they get D-Hop back. If they're capable of doing this without him, then they should be a whole lot better with him.
Healthy.
Rough Rob, you shut your mouth. He says, Herm to the Colts. No.
Jim Irsay would never.
Taylor says he started Russell Wilson over Tua. He says, like an idiot. It's not like an idiot. Russell Wilson is a good thought. I mean, listen, Keon and I were talking before the show. My picks are busted this week, and I stand by the picks that I made. I can't tell you that I would have done it of course, if you knew the answers, you do it differently. But there's only one pick that was iffy in that, and it wasn't even an iffy. It was more like a coin toss between the Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That could have gone either way, but the rest of them, good Lord, a lot of upsets, a lot of lopsided contests, but
let's a lot of comebacks.
Let's talk about the Lions, beating your Commandos there.
Yeah, they just look. I didn't get to kind of go into it because we were just so pressed for time on Friday. But I was worried about this Lions team. They're tough, and they do not quit. And unfortunately, they showed up ready to play. Washington did not show up ready to play, and they were up 22-0 at halftime. And I do think, okay, there's something to build on that Washington was able to come back, but at no point.
They had some fight in them.
Yeah. And if they were able to get a single stop, at any point in the second half, they might have actually been able to make it interesting, but they never controlled the game. That was Detroit from start to finish. And,
was this game? I'm sorry. Was it in Detroit?
It was in Detroit.
Okay.
It was in Detroit. And, hats off to them. They are building something that's pretty fun up there. I don't know how good it's going to be yet. I'm not going to be like Boogie and go Detroit to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I like their defense. And they have some weapons on offense that are, pretty scary. That Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't know if he's a legitimate number one receiver, but he seems to always get the job done. And I wasn't sure if DeAndre Swift was going to be healthy. He was healthy enough to kick our ass. So hats off to the Lions. They really played one hell of a football game.
And of course, what everybody on the text line wants to harass me about is the Jaguars beating the Colts 24-0 to nothing. God, are you kidding me? Okay. Jonathan Taylor, 9 carries, 54 yards. Somebody went off the script, right? Of course, they did do a pretty good job of limiting him, so you kind of have to go up there. But it's Trevor Hairboy Lawrence, my defense gone. I don't know who these people are. There was zero defense, nothing they did, everything. I don't want to talk about it. Just don't want to talk about it. But I do want to talk about this. Frank Reich comes out and says, we were pathetic Sunday, but we weren't that far off.
Had to double check the score there for a second.
So he's saying the team is pathetic, but we weren't that far. Does that mean the team sucks?
Hey, Frank, you're fired, but we could still hang out.
I mean, not that far off. Depends on your goal, I guess. If your goal is, I don't know. You didn't score points. How are you close? How are you close? That is, if you tell a lie that big,
it's like 4 or 5 in a row against the Jags, isn't it? For the Colts.
I mean
that respectfully. It's like 4 or 5 in a row.
Well,
right?
it's
more.
It's 8 in a row in Jacksonville.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeffco. Sorry, man.
It's been like 6 years. Yeah. I mean, I listen. Not going to make excuses. My team sucks right now. Don't know why. There's some talent there. There's some things that you think they'd have figured out. Can I blame Matt Ryan? Some. Can I blame Frank Reich? Some. Can I blame who do I don't know. I don't know. I don't recognize this. This is horrible. It was, and then I had to go from an ASU loss to the Colts loss, and then I got to. Can I be honest with you? Don't be mad. When I was watching the Cardinals and the Raiders play, I was like, "Oh, please let it be a tie."
Really?
So there's misery. Company loves misery.
Why would you do
loves
that?
company.
Why would you
I don't know. I guess I just thought at least that would be.
Well, now I'm glad it was an exhilarating come from behind win for the Cardinals.
Randy, look, he's in a bad place psychologically on
Sunday. I thought we could share that same misery, and it almost happened. It did almost happen. Silly Wabbit, how about them Colts? Shut up. Blissful Hayes says, at least the Colts have already played the 2 best teams in the NFL. That's all I can say. My team is the worst team in the NFL. If you can't beat the other 2 worst teams in the NFL, that makes you the worst team in the NFL. Cowboy Sparky says, so Dak is the problem? Cooper won with the same players Dak had. Yeah, a different situation, but you might be right. In the Cooper, by the way, that Cooper Rush that it's not going to last.
No, the more that teams take a look at Cooper Rush and his tendencies, that thing is going to be over faster than it started.
Fish Tank says, why do these guys insist on flipping the ball out of their hand the millisecond they hit the goal line to scare the crap out of an entire fan base? They're trying to be cool, but they're stupid when they do that. I hate that. It has resulted in some points being taken away in the past.
I don't know if you've ever been a fan of the Deshaun Jackson experience back in his prime, but that guy and near a goal line was terror to anybody that had to root for him because you never knew when he was going to let go of the ball. And he did twice lose 2 touchdowns because he let go of it too early.
Most time you see your player going to the end zone, you're like, yeah, when Deshaun Watson's getting there, and you're like, don't do it.
My favorite touchdown celebration is when the ball carrier goes into the end zone and puts the ball on the ground in the end zone. Nothing makes me happier than that.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go through as quick as we can every single game that happened over the weekend. I want to talk about other people's misery, so I maybe don't have to think about my own. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NFL Thursday night, the Chargers at the Chiefs. LA, a 4-point underdog on the road. On Sunday, the Cardinals looking for their first win on the road against the Raiders. Arizona, a 5.5-point underdog. The over-under at 51.5. Baseball, the Diamondbacks hosting the Padres tonight. Arizona plus 135 on the money line. San Diego minus 172. The over-under at 9. Early favorites for NFL MVP, Josh Allen of the Bills, a plus 400 favorite. Justin Herbert of the Chargers and Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, each at plus 700. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
When you bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive, you could save money, but it doesn't cover any terrible memories living rent-free in your head.
You remember that time you were singing in the shower and then you heard a knock on the wall and then you realized that your bathroom shared a wall with your neighbor's bedroom and all you could do was stand there silently thinking about all the other things they may have heard in the 4 years you'd lived there? Yeah, good times.
Sorry, we can't save you from that memory, but we could save you money bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Renters insurance and bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Okay, guys, we got to put our trays up for takeoff.
Where's Dad?
Oh, he's in the back. We could only get 3 seats together.
Daddy has my pillow.
We'll get it later. Can you not put your feet up, please?
Why aren't we going?
We must be in line for takeoff.
Like security?
Well, that was a different line.
I have to go.
We just sat down.
But I have to go.
The seatbelt sign's on.
Why aren't we moving?
Hey, no kicking.
We're 15th in line for takeoff.
Son of a...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
The general election is November 8th this year. Voting locations are open on Election Day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. All qualified voters must show ID. For a list of valid IDs, go online to arizona.vote. Have an early ballot? You can return it at any voting location or secure election drop box, and you don't have to wait in line. Learn more about voting locations at arizona.vote or call 1-877-THE-VOTE. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Fire up the band. It's time to play ball. We're serving up the best matchups on the college gridiron.
Touchdown! What a catch!
The power conferences, the biggest games, your favorite teams.
Under pressure, there he goes down.
Get all the action live on your home for football in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Warning, people who have Gabe Davis in your fantasy football, he has been declared inactive tonight. I don't know what the hell you're going to do, but good luck to you. 888-368-1580. Here on the Daily Blender, we like to talk us some football, and I know that you guys like to talk some football, but talk is cheap. Put your money where your mouth is, right? Let's get some betting going on this. Get on over to an official sports betting partner of the NFL, DraftKings Sportsbook. All sorts of stuff going on there. And listen, you want to do something fun, check out something they call stepped up same game parlays. You can do that once a day, all season long. It's a whole lot of fun. Check that out when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Do that right now. Use promo code BET1580. Get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That is BET1580, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus. Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets, 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Parlay and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. All right. Are you guys ready for this? Should we let me just get caught up a little more on the text line, and we're gonna plow through these games. Of course, I might not read more texts if they keep coming like this. Shooter McGavin says, keep your head up, Jeffrey. It's not like you play the Kansas City Chiefs next week. Oh, wait. And watch, we will kill we'll destroy them probably. You know what I mean? That is just the way this year has been.
And it'll be a come from behind win. You'll be down 22, and then it'll, I don't know. Cardiac arrest for everybody.
I want to go back to 11-year-old me sitting there watching the Colts going, hey, I kind of like to slap the bleep out of it. Like, no, and then walk away. I don't know what that was.
I mean, do you think that my childhood I would have done the same thing to 11-year-old me? Yeah, just you see that FedEx blimp flying over your neighborhood. Don't even look at it. There's a team that wears purple that's up north. Go root for them.
You got it. Let's see. Miss Pringle says Jags and Texans an AFC championship game. Shut up, Pringle. Berg says Patriots, and Pittsburgh in a coin toss. Pats don't go 0-2. They're not the Colts franchise, Jeffrey. God. Fish Tank says Dolphins had not won in Baltimore since 1997. We're going to get to that, and I'll finish that text when we get to that game. All right. So let's take it from the top. According to our picks sheets, this is how we're going to order this. Okay. So the first game we're going to talk about is the Jets beat the Browns. It makes sense because Jacoby Brissett, right? But it was a 31-30 comeback win for the Jets. The Browns did not see that coming. And Myles Garrett was like, hey, why are you people booing us? And it's like, hey, I don't like it when you boo us. Why would you boo us? The more disappointing thing was the booing at the end. It was not the most optimal ending to have. Of course, we want to win. Of course, we want to play the game, and it ends. Well, here's the thing. Well, if you don't want them to boo, don't
play better.
They're booing you for.
I suppose that's fair, but I mean, they put up 30 points, and they just had busted coverages at the end. Myles Garrett himself just played a monster game. Can't blame him.
Well, still, boos are a part of it, man.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to hear the boos, don't do that.
There are other jobs.
Don't lose.
If you really can't take it, there are other jobs.
Flacco's looking pretty good for fantasy. Can you believe that? You just said that out loud.
4 touchdowns and no interception.
307 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dear good God. So, any comments on the Jets Browns game before I move on?
It was the most Browns way to lose a game. I think that the last time a team gave up that many points with 2 minutes left in the game, it was also the Browns. I think 2012. And they actually took less time to do that this time around. So there you go.
Wow. Next up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the New Orleans Saints. Boy, it sure didn't look like it when they first started. Oh my God. Tom Brady was angry and throwing the helmets and upset about stuff. He was not enjoying himself during that game. And then at one point he exchanged some words with Marshawn Lattimore. And I think he said, I love you, Beyonce, or it was F you, bitch. I don't know which one it was, but I guess Marshawn took, offense to that. And then he started Marshawn pushed Leonard Fournette. And then here comes, Mike Evans, like he was shot out of a cannon. to go and protect his quarterback. Basically, that was his mindset. Plus, he hates Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think the priority there.
So that should have been on offensive linemen. But here's the thing. Tom Brady was kind of starting it. Tom Brady was the one who was talking a lot of crap, and Marshawn Lattimore started like, say, what? And he came up to him. So it wasn't like his quarterback was being attacked. It's just Brady was frustrated, and he's got a foul mouth. I don't know if people know that he's got a super duper foul mouth, and just went at him. And you now have Mike Evans suspended for 1 game for his actions, and it's not like they needed receivers right now, right? It's not like they don't have an abundance of receivers. That was dumb.
It was very dumb, but in the moment, it helped them because I think that if you were the Buccaneers and you could actually decide to lose Mike Evans, if it also meant the Saints lost Marshawn Lattimore, in that particular matchup, that's actually better for you. And of course, the moment Lattimore's out of the game, what happens? Everything opens up for them and they start finally scoring the football.
Every team should have a goon. Every team should have a goon.
So that your star wide receiver doesn't do it.
Right. So Mike Evans should have immediately tagged in the goon, and the goon should have ran out there and done that.
Yeah.
You're like, seriously, we have to cut down on these goons in the NFL because you've got a guy who ran the 40 in 12 seconds, and he has no business being on a football field other than the fact he has calluses on his knuckles from punching guys. Every team should have a goon. I don't know. Hey, Jameis Winston, this is a guy who you can, I didn't mean to Collinsworth you though, but he's a guy who's understanding last chance. He knows this is his life. He's not a smart man. He's a dumb guy, but he knows no matter what, he has got to give it his all. He's playing with 4 fractures in his back because he knows this is it. This is it. This is my last shot, my last chance. So with his 4, I didn't really hear much about how he played. I think there were some interceptions or something, but did he play all right in the game?
No, he looked like Jameis Winston of old, kept trying to push the ball down the field, tried to squeeze it into tight windows that weren't there. There were 3 occasions he had the outlet guy wide open. He could have gone a slant, 1 out pattern, and another one where the guy was just kind of sweeping around the end. He would have got at least 5 yards, if not more. And he chose to try to throw it downfield. 3 interceptions. So Jameis Winston still doing Jameis Winston things, whether he's got, he's toughing it out with fractures in his back or not. His brain, it must be his brainstem is not somehow working correctly because he keeps trying to throw it into windows where there's no chance for him to make a completion.
What it is his maturity level is not up to par with the moment. What I mean
is that what it is?
Saints had been beating the Bucs for a lot of years, and there's a lot about this game, and he was under a lot of pressure, and he just, he just tried to force it, like you said, and that's what it is. His maturity level could not meet up to the moment.
So I'll say, to be fair to Jameis, the turnovers didn't come until they fell behind in that 4th quarter, and then he started forcing it to try and get them back in it.
Exactly what I mean.
Because he was playing pretty disciplined before then. He didn't try to do too much, but once it started to look like it was getting away, he started forcing it, and can't do that against this Buccaneers defense.
Do we take the Giants seriously at 2-0? Do you take the Giants seriously? It was the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Do you take them seriously when they win 19-16 and took a field goal to do it? And there were, a bunch of field goals.
Well, I mean, I think it depends on who you talk to. If you talk to the guys like Ryan Clark at the 4-Letter Network, who thinks that the Dolphins are Super Bowl contenders, that's a direct quote from earlier this morning. No, I don't think you take the Giants seriously. This is week 2. Let's wait for like week 4, week 5, and see where these teams are, because I think that's when you'll see these teams fully realized. I don't think you take them for real right now. Certainly, it's an NFL team. You got to take them, them as they are. But
so bad team beat a bad team. Moving on.
Yeah, right? I look at not just that you've won. I look at how you win, and the way they beat Tennessee. Coming down to the last second, and they scored 21 points. And then the Panthers, who have a solid enough defense, but you scored 19 points. These are point totals that you don't win a ton of games if you can't score more than that consistently. And I just haven't seen that from the Giants and Daniel Jones. Saquon looks great, though.
Well, Bill Belichick got his 500th, what was his 500th win? And the Patriots actually beat the Steelers 17-14. Mac Jones tried to give the Steelers the ball. He tried so hard, and it really should not have gone as well as it did for him. But it was ugly. It was a lot of ugly football this weekend. But yeah, Patriots at least got through it. That's all you can say. They got through it, and I mean, there wasn't a whole lot more to say about that game, I don't think.
I mean, not outside of the fact that apparently Nelson Aguilar can catch now.
Since when?
I don't know.
He made an amazing catch.
Yeah, he mossed a guy, which I don't think
be
I've
a
ever
robot.
thought Nelson Aguilar would do. 6 targets for Nelson Aguilar, 6 receptions, 110 yards, and that mosserific touchdown that he just dropped on that guy's head. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of Nelson Aguilar at all. I have no clue.
Yeah, I can't figure it out, but congratulations, Berg. Your horrible team won a game. Let's talk about Fish Tank and his happiness. The Dolphins had not won in Baltimore since 97. Game was the first time in 12 years. The team had been down 21 points in the fourth quarter and won. This has been our new stat segment of the show with your host, Fish Tank SquarePants. All right, so yeah. But that's Lamar Jackson. What?
Lamar Jackson had a pretty good game, but
he had more than a good game.
But the Baltimore defense, what the hell is going on? There was nobody. They have no safeties on the team anymore.
They do, but they're relying really heavily on the dude they drafted in this draft, Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame, and he's going to be a good player. I do think in the long run, but he made a mistake. He misread. What the Dolphins,
mistakes.
I mean, yeah, he made a couple mistakes, but the one that Tyreek scored on, the backbreaker, you know, he got really afraid that Jalen Waddle might come open. He comes down to stop Waddle and leaves Tyreek Hill and that defensive back over there with no safety help. And of course, Tyreek does what Tyreek does if you leave that kind of space for him to operate.
Lamar Jackson was his 13th career double triple, 318 passing yards, 119 rushing yards. How do you lose this game? How does this happen? But I'll tell you what. Oh my God, he's having the kind of season. You know what I mean? They should have paid him. They should have paid him. As long as he hangs in there, they should have paid him. But congratulations, Fish Tank, on the win there for your Miami Dolphins. And let's see here. Rams won. I know you don't like hearing that, Randy, but Jalen Ramsey remembered he's Jalen Ramsey and finally did a thing. And so that's what happened there. Basically.
Good for him. I'm so happy.
31-27 on that one. And all right, let's take a break. When we come back, yes, we're going to talk about Trey Lance and the 49ers and all the rest of the games. And we got to go rapid fire on this thing too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Tom McCarthy here from Westwood One. Coming up, a 2-for-1 Monday night NFL special. Up first, Ross Tucker and I will bring an AFC matchup with the Tennessee Titans at the Buffalo Bills. And after that, Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner will be in Philadelphia for the call of NFC action with the Eagles hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Join us on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
We're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly Auto Parts provides more than just the right parts for your repair. Our professional parts people can also offer free check engine light diagnosis. We can scan your vehicle and provide a list of possible fixes. Find the right parts for you or recommend a great local repair shop. Don't ignore your check engine light. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590, or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
We're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive presents Married to Your Home.
If you want to leave me for another house, I totally understand.
House? Where's this coming from?
It's just, I know there's some newer homes on the market.
I didn't even know that because I'm not looking.
I bet those other houses don't have a crack in their foundations.
You know that crack doesn't bother me.
No matter how much you already love your house, you'll love it more knowing you could save big bundling your home and auto with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser, okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
You know, one of the things I love about betting the NFL is that I'm always finding new player or game props that I like. And FanDuel, your official betting partner of the NFL, gives you opportunities to come up with some great props. Like tonight's game, Kirk Cousins over passing yards, Jalen Hurts to score an anytime touchdown, Justin Jefferson, he receives everything all the time. So take him as an over on receiving yards. That's called a same game parlay, and you can make them up real easy in the FanDuel Sportsbook. There's no feeling like nailing a same game parlay. Lock in your bet today on FanDuel Sportsbook. And if you're new to FanDuel, get $150 back in free bets, win or lose, with promo code Randy1580. Again, that's Randy1580. Make every moment more this NFL season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and older, present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeff, go.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and let's get back into, well, Mr. Pringle says he tried to call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. He got through, and he says, yeah, I got a horrible gambling addiction. They says, don't worry, just bet against the Colts.
You're
not funny, Pringle. You're not funny. All right, let's get back into the games that happened over the weekend. So the 49ers beat the Seahawks. I figured they were going to do that anyway, but it seemed like it went a lot easier once Trey Lance wasn't in the way of Jimmy Garoppolo, reminding everybody he wins more than he loses. It was sad to see the kid break his ankle, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of sad 49er fans right now. And before everybody jumps on Keon, where I was saying, I don't think he's as good as you think he is. Keon's defense is automatically going to be, well, now we won't know until he comes back healed, because it's not fair to say that Jimmy Garoppolo did better. What part of the game did Trey Lance? It was pretty much right out the gate, right?
Yeah, it was pretty early in the game. I didn't see exactly when, but I remember seeing the game break. In the game I was watching that
first quarter
he had broken the ankle. Yeah, so it was pretty early on.
So Garoppolo came back like he'd been there the entire time, and they beat the hell out of the Seahawks.
Yeah, he said in the post-game presser, just like riding a bike.
Yeah. I guess Russell Wilson still struggles with riding a bike or something, because again, this is the same Geno Smith team. So that just got you thinking, well, if the 49ers can beat the Seahawks this easily, and it took the Broncos some effort. Well, the Broncos, maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. And then they kind of prove you right a little bit, even though they won their game, getting booed. Oh my God, did they get booed? And then they kept having these delay of game penalties, so the crowd started counting down the clock.
I didn't see that.
They started counting down the play clock. The entire crowd, like 6, 5, 4. So the quarterback's like, yeah, okay, I got it. Okay. It was bad. It was bad. But back to Trey Lance and his ankle. He is out for the year. I
did see the surgery was successful though, so that's good news.
So the thing that kept bothering me is hearing you say, Keon, and other people saying, well, they had to go with him. They drafted him. They gave up so much for him. They had to. Once you realize that somebody's not ready, you don't have to do anything. You go with the guy can win. That should be the primary focus, not saving face, not saving jobs. It's getting wins. Wins save jobs.
Yeah.
Saving face doesn't. And they should have stuck with Garoppolo the entire time.
Well, they get a little bit of a bailout there that to me, if you thought that he wasn't, you should know in practice before the season whether or not you think he should be starting. But to me, once you put him out there, I think you do have to play him. And it's not about saving face. It's about getting him experience. There's just some stuff he can only learn from taking his lumps playing football.
I think that the strategy was, as soon as he was to lose 2 games in a row, like they probably thought, okay, if he loses this one, we're going to go ahead and have a conversation with him saying, sorry, kid, you're just not ready. Jimmy's going to take over and you're going to continue to learn. At least a couple of losses, you save face in a different way, right? And you're able to move on. Oh man, good thing we got Jimmy G. But here we are now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the 49ers now that they got Jimmy G.
I think it's
under center.
I think it's funny as hell. I go back to seeing it in a training camp. Remember that? Maybe you guys saw the pictures of Jimmy G and one other guy and another coach on the sideline, and Jimmy G's over there all by himself throwing passes.
Still doing the work.
And he was over there, and they had cast him out. Remember that? It was like, you and your team can find your own trade. Hell, we're not even going to help you do that. You go and find your own trade. We don't want you anymore. This is Trey Lance's team. Remember that? And the big press conference. And I think it's funny as hell. I hope that Jimmy G has a spectacular season. And this is me talking, and an NFC West guy. I hope the damn 49ers are successful under Garoppolo, just to prove those nimrods how stupid and inept they are at just throwing Jimmy G to the wind, just passing him out over there. Either they have a great season and he leads them to a Super Bowl championship, or that something happens, maybe something small happens to Jimmy G and he's no longer able to play, and they have to flounder in their stupidity and their ineptitude.
I like John Lynch, but he may not be good at things.
I don't know. It's a gamble, but it's not an insane gamble.
Man, I've been screaming, play Jimmy for how long? I'm telling you, I don't know as much as a GM of a football team is supposed to know, but damn it, I seem to be right a lot. John Lynch, probably not the future answer for the 49ers.
I think it's pretty telling that nobody traded for Jimmy Garoppolo when he was available, by the way.
Because he had just come back from surgery. Nobody had anything. Oh, look, now he has tape. Now he has tape. He could probably easily get.
He's Jimmy Garoppolo. He's always coming back.
I've always wanted Frank Reich to call somebody.
He probably should have.
Cowboys were able to survive the Bengals, even with this ginger backup quarterback, Cooper Rush. Yeah, we'll talk more about Cooper Rush and Jerry Jones drinking his own Kool-Aid a little bit later on. But one of the things that really stood out on this is Joe Burrow still doesn't have an O-line. He is getting sacked and sacked and sacked. In fact, more now than ever. I don't know what the hell they're going to Andrew Luck him right out of the league. That's what I worry about. He's going to end up with a punctured spleen or something, and you won't have Joe Burrow anymore.
That'll be a damn shame because of how he started his career. But they added some help, but they went after tackle a little bit and kind of ignored their weaker guard spots, which is probably not a smart decision there.
Yeah, year 3, getting sacked more than he ever had 6 times when they lost the Cowboys. 6 sacks. That is a pace like no other in this league. The Broncos, like we said earlier, that was an ugly win over the Texans. So that tells you a little something about what's going on. I don't know who is going to be to blame, Russell Wilson or the Broncos. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there's a little bit of both going on, but the Broncos have weapons. But Russell Wilson's holding on to the ball a lot. I think he just seems a little tentative, like he doesn't trust those guys yet. And the indicator there, 14 of 31, that's a 50% completion percentage. He's never had a completion percentage that bad.
If he wasn't being sacked, he was being rushed, and he was trying not to get killed. And then final game here is the Green Bay Packers. Another time where you start a game not looking good, and then they turned around and won the thing. This whole how do you say that hallucinogenic again? I always say it wrong.
It's ayahuasca.
So I guess during a touchdown celebration, they started drinking the ayahuasca tea out of the football, and at some point,
can't be a celebration the NFL's thrilled about.
Yeah, it's not a good look. So there you go. Those are all the games. We've just talked about them.
One last point. They got to stop putting Packers Bears on primetime. It never ends well for the Bears.
No, it doesn't matter who it ends well for. It doesn't end well for the viewer because the Bears don't put up a whole lot of a fight. It was more the Packers beating themselves there at the beginning, and then the universe sort of righted itself as the game went forward. Let's get caught up on the text line best we can before the time runs out. Fish Tank says Cardinals could have used the crowd counting down the clock yesterday. The hell was up with all those delay of games? Natty Daddy says, even though what happened to Lance yesterday sucks and nobody wanted it to happen, does anyone think it's kind of poetic justice for Jimmy G because now they have to use him? Well, Randy White made it very clear. It's very poetic. Donnie says, big game tonight. I see a shootout with the Vikings coming out on top. Yeah, you probably win. Berg says 500th game as owner for Robert Kraft, and he got the game ball from BB. Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was about. Box of Screws says, I officially dubbed St. Brown Mini Megatron.
He's playing like it. I mean, he just always gets open.
I like how Box of Screws has changed his fantasy football nickname. He played Berg this week, and he changed his name to Box of Mustard.
Beautiful trash talk using your name in fantasy.
You don't know what when I play him, I don't know what it's going to be. Hamilton Porter sent a stat saying, this is mind blowing. It's been 11 years since the Lions, Jets, and Jaguars all won on the same day.
Wow.
That's very sad, actually.
That doesn't make me feel any better. Everybody wants to boo Russell Wilson. Screaming Eagle says, even though the Broncos won, they booed Russell Wilson. Well, I think it was for everything leading up to the end of that game. Big George says, the guy who smacked Kyler Murray should be charged with child abuse. That was a gutless act. Wow. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, Dallas has number 11 on defense. Nobody could stop him.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons single-handedly won that damn game this past weekend.
He's winning multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards in his career.
Well, we got 2 more games to go. Coming up next, the Tennessee Titans taking on the Buffalo Bills. Then after that, joining in progress with the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles right here on 1580, The Fanatic. I really need a couple of wins here. I the way it is, I have picked the Bills and the Vikings. So, of course, tonight the Titans and the Eagles will win. You might want to fade me, put some bets on it. Might make some money the way my week has gone.
Yeah.
Hope your night goes well. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Maybe by then I'll forget.
Okay, guys, we got to put our trays up for takeoff.
Where's Dad?
Oh,